welcome back everybody. It's Dominic from the Primetime Treasure eBay store. Thanks for taking the time to check out another video. What you are looking at right now is a bird's eye view of what is sometimes referred to as a death pile. Now, for those of you who sell clothing, a death pile is something that will be familiar to many of you. For those of you who are new to reselling, the term death pile refers to a pile of items that you purchase to resell. Typically refers to clothes, but it could be other items, but in which it continues to accumulate in terms of size and the amount of items, such that they wind up just sitting there and not getting listed. Are often associated with being not motivated to list them anymore because people just get discouraged by the overall size and the scope of what has accumulated. But I'm going to teach you a very, very simple strategy of how to overcome death piles and defeat them so that you could turn them into profit for your business. So if you're dealing with clothing, and that's what I'm going to focus on right now, what you want to start with is just making sure that you get them cleaned. So throw them in the wash. You don't want these getting sent out to customers stinking and smelling, especially if you bought them at a thrift store. Plus, if you're selling on eBay, it's against eBay policy to sell items that are not clean. So you want to make sure that they're laundered. Then what you want to do is you take them out and you make sure that you sort them according to category. Now, it depends on what type of items you have in terms of how you want to sort them. I'm just going to give you a basic example of something that I did in terms of sorting the items. So I'm going to take you right over here, and you're going to see that I have two bins here, or two totes. Now, what I'm going to show you in these two totes were actually piled up in this space previously. And what I did is I divided them into two groups after laundering them. So right here, you're going to see basically a grouping of items that would be something that people would wear in the winter time or the fall. And so these are going to generally be long sleeve shirts, and these are all Harley shirts that I bought up top in a big collection from an estate sale. These have been selling pretty well, and so I just got them here. You know, they're all just right there, ready to grab, nice and folded, nice and organized, just like that. So that's one of the first keys, is you want to get them organized, you want to get them sorted, you want them to be easy to pull out. You know, unlike the death pile that I showed you, where if you're trying to search for something and it's on the very bottom, you know, you've got to go digging and everything like that, you know, and it's real, you know, going to be challenging to find that one item that's on the bottom. So you don't want to do that. So going back over here, you can see that this is much, much easier to sort through, much easier to get through. Now, they're not all long sleeve shirts. There's some items that I have down here that, like, for example, you know, this is a jean jacket. So, you know, but they're basically long sleeve items, or there's also some some pants in there too, you know, towards the bottom. So, you know, these are items that are designed for wintertime and fall. So over here, what I have are items that are more appropriate for summer and spring. So you could see here's a bunch of Under Armour shirts that I have. Let's move some over here just so you can see. They're nice and organized. They're folded. There's Under Armour shorts as well. So shorts, t-shirts, that type of thing, you know, just kind of all organized right there. Very easy, simple to find. So once you have them organized, then what you want to do is you just want to make sure you come up with a system that works for your business in terms of making sure that you get them listed. So as an example, you might say, okay, every day I'm going to make sure I get 2 long sleeve shirts listed and 1 short sleeve shirt. Now in the summertime, maybe you switch it up. That's something that, you know, you might do right now because it's winter. But then in the summertime, since these are going to sell more, you might say, all right, I want to make sure I get, you know, 2 of these up or 3 of these up, and, you know, maybe I'll toss 1 of these up off season because, you know, sometimes people still wear things, and you could sell them off season. So that's the approach that you want to do, and you got to make sure that you stick with it, no matter what kind of system it is that you come up with. So, maybe you don't just sell shirts. So for example, I don't just sell shirts. I don't just sell clothes. As you could see here, for example, this is one section of my store where I've got 4,000 comic books that I sell. So I sell a lot of comic books, I sell a lot of collectibles, and I also sell clothes. So my system that I use is one day I make sure that I list something from one of these two bins or some type of clothing item. The other day I make sure that I'm listing some type of collectible item that's not a comic book, and then the other day I make sure I'm listing some type of comic book item. And it has to be at least one, but you can do more than that, obviously, but just come up with a goal that works for your business. Maybe you want to list 4, 5, whatever, but make sure you're at least listing something, and make sure you tackle it even if you're not feeling motivated to do it that day. So you might say, oh boy, I don't want to do shirts today, I don't want to do clothes today, I don't want to take those measurements, I don't want to hang them up and display them and that type of stuff. But you just have to tell yourself you have to at least do one. You have to at least get one done. And if you do that, you're going to see that your death pile is going to shrink, and you're going to see the money coming in, and you're going to be very happy that you follow this advice. Now, again, you could use this for any type of item, even if it's not clothes. So, I mentioned comic books, for example. So, you could see here, it's a group of comic books that I have, and I need to take these and I need to put these in these boxes that you see here and get them nice and sorted, and then they'll all be ready to be listed and eventually sold and shipped off. So you've got to make sure that you get them organized. Organization is the key, then sticking with a structure to make sure you get them listed. So if this helped you, please make sure that you crush that like button down below. Give me a big thumbs up. If you have a tip on how you defeat death piles, please make sure you share it with me. And very, very important to subscribe to the Primetime Treasure YouTube channel if you do enjoy this video. That will give you notifications that there's others when I do post them, and it will give me an indication that you are liking these videos and want me to make more of them. So more subscribers definitely can help. I need to get that subscriber count up, so please help me out with that, and make sure you come back and check out some other videos. Have a great week, everyone. Happy reselling. Bye-bye.